Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a total mystery of human psychology, why some minds can easily just let a passing thought go, while others keep turning it over and over again until they're completely drained. Seriously, if you've ever felt like your brain is a web browser with 100 tabs open and music is playing from an unknown source, you are definitely in the right place. We're going to break down 8 specific psychological traits of people who think too much and figure out exactly why some minds just struggle to switch off. Okay, let's talk about that incredibly relatable 2 a.m. experience. We've all been there, right? Your body is completely exhausted, but you're just lying there, staring at the ceiling, replaying a conversation from 3 days ago, or trying to solve a problem that doesn't actually need solving right this second. It literally feels like your brain has a mind of its own. Now, there's a really common misconception here. People always say, oh, I just think too much. But the issue usually isn't the volume of your thoughts. The real problem is a struggle to disengage your attention from those thoughts. It's like a sticky attention mechanism. And as we're going to see today, there are 8 distinct psychological patterns, straight from behavioral and cognitive science, that explain exactly why this happens. All right, Section 1, Trapped in Time. This is all about how the brain processes events and our environment. Let's hit our first trait, constant mental replay. Look, there is a massive difference between constructively figuring out what went wrong and just getting stuck in a useless loop. Useful reflection has a finish line, you know? You learn a lesson and you move on. Repetitive rumination, on the other hand, is a broken record. You just keep asking, what should I have said, or how can I prevent this forever, without ever actually finding an answer. Scientifically, this mental replay is called rumination. When you ruminate, your mind repeatedly searches for a lesson or a way to somehow undo a past mistake. It's almost like you're trying to rewrite history. But obviously, because you can't change the past, your brain just spins its wheels. It doesn't solve anything, it just completely exhausts you. Which brings us to trait number 2, future scenario building. It is wild how rapidly a tiny, mundane event can escalate. Say you send a quick text. 5 minutes later, you're wondering if you sounded rude. An hour goes by and you've invented 5 different reasons they're mad at you. By hour 2, you are mentally arguing with them in your head over a conflict that doesn't even exist. Your mind is just automatically generating multiple possible future outcomes. So what's driving this? It's a psychological process called threat anticipation. Basically, your brain is trying to protect you from uncertainty by predicting the absolute worst-case scenarios. And I want to be really clear here. Doing this doesn't mean you necessarily have an anxiety disorder. Actually, most of the time, it's just your brain's slightly overzealous defense mechanism trying to keep you safe from social or emotional harm. That leads right into trait 3, hyper-awareness of details. Overthinkers, you guys are incredibly observant. You might notice a micro shift in a friend's tone of voice or a missing exclamation point in a text message. And sure, noticing these small details can be a great social skill, but excessive interpretation turns completely neutral information into a highly stressful, imagined meaning. I mean, not every sigh means someone is angry with you. Sometimes they literally just need to take a breath. And all of that feeds into trait 4, that relentless, exhausting internal echo of what if? What if I made the wrong decision? What if they misunderstood me? What if everything just goes wrong? This showcases a really profound difficulty in tolerating uncertainty. Because the human brain desperately craves closure, it absolutely hates loose ends. This intolerance of uncertainty keeps you frantically searching for a concrete answer in decisions or social interactions where a definitive answer just cannot be found. You're basically demanding a guarantee from a situation that cannot give you one. Moving on to Section 2, the exhausting self. Here we're looking inward at internal identity and cognitive control. Trait number 5 is high self-awareness. But wait, we have to draw a line here between healthily understanding yourself, like knowing your strengths and weaknesses, and exhaustingly monitoring your every single word, behavior, and appearance. Excessive self-monitoring is when you're constantly, endlessly wondering, how am I being perceived right now? This hyper-monitoring stems from a phenomenon called metacognition, meaning you aren't just thinking about a topic, you're constantly analyzing how you are thinking about it. You're watching yourself think, you're judging your own thoughts, and you're stressing over how others might perceive those thoughts. It's like having a camera behind the camera in your mind, and let me tell you, it takes a massive amount of mental energy. Next up, trait 6, perfectionistic overthinking. This one is a huge trap. Perfectionism literally turns everyday life into this exhausting, high-stakes math equation, all because you hold on to the rigid belief that there just must be one singular, perfect answer or decision out there. Here's exactly how that calculation trap plays out in real time. Step 1. You just need to send a simple work email. Step 2. Your perfectionism chimes in and tells you there's a flawless way to phrase it. Step 3. You start calculating dozens of variables. What if my boss reads it this way? What if my tone is too casual? Step 4. Complete mental paralysis. A 2-minute task has suddenly turned into a half-hour ordeal because you're desperately searching for a perfect decision that simply does not exist. Trait number 7 is the difficulty disengaging attention. This is so frustrating, right? Because on an intellectual level, you know you should stop thinking about the thing. You tell yourself, just let it go. But the mental loop won't break. You're entirely aware that the overthinking is unhelpful, but the brakes on your train of thought have completely failed. This ties directly to the science of cognitive control. It shows us how thoughts can become these deeply ingrained mental habits. When a thought holds high emotional salience, meaning it feels very important or threatening to you, that emotional weight overrides your cognitive control, making it incredibly difficult to just redirect your attention somewhere else. Finally, our 8th trait is this deep psychological need to find meaning. People who think deeply are always searching for the profound why behind absolutely everything. It usually starts simple, like, why did this happen? And quickly spirals into, what does this say about who I am? And while this trait can lead to beautiful, profound self-reflection, it becomes entirely exhausting when every single minor experience in life demands a philosophical explanation. Sometimes a flat tire is just a flat tire, it's not a cosmic commentary on your life's path. Okay, section 3. Breaking the mental loop, because a busy mind isn't always a better mind. This brings us to the absolute core takeaway of today's explainer. Thinking does not equal solving. Just because your brain is generating a high volume of thoughts and burning a ton of mental calories does not mean it's actually actively solving a problem. Worrying about the future doesn't prevent it from happening. It just ruins the present. A truly healthy mind balances these actions. It's about knowing when thinking is actually helping you prep for a meeting or fix a mistake, and when you just need to let the thoughts fade away. You have to learn to make decisions without demanding perfection. Let go of what you can't control, and most importantly, accept uncertainty as an unavoidable part of a well-lived life. I want you to really, really absorb this shift in perspective. Sometimes the strongest thing you can do isn't solve another problem. It's recognizing that the problem doesn't need another thought. Giving yourself explicit permission to just put the phone down, close your eyes, and purposefully disengage. That isn't a weakness. It's not giving up. It's actually a profound act of mental strength and self-preservation. To wrap up today's explainer, I want to leave you with a question to chew on. What is the one thought your mind just keeps coming back to? Is it a past mistake, a future fear? Let me know in the comments below. Honestly, just acknowledging it is the very first step to breaking the loop. And hey, if you enjoy psychology that genuinely helps you understand your own brain, make sure to subscribe for more explainers like this one. Thanks for hanging out with me, and seriously, give that beautiful brain of yours a little rest today.